Good morning, everybody. My name is Morris. I'm the project manager of this project, and I welcome you to the introduction to our project. I'd like to introduce my team. We have Bogdan. He will talk to you about the site plan. Then we have Ruben. He's our responsible guy for the welfare assessment. Livio will talk to you about the site rules and the signages. Stuart has the RAMs and the program time schedule. And then we have Mac, who will talk to you about the traffic management. I'll hand over the words to Bogdan.
As you can see, we've done the site setup. We put the entrance to be easily accessible from the road and the rail station. We also got a pedestrian way, which is a green route, which goes straight to the facilities, offices, welfare. Here we have the compound, which including the storage area and the park for the plant on site. The site security, we will have 24-hour-a-day CCTV cameras, and during the working hours, we will have a security man at the gate. The master point will be on the west side of the site, and the emergency exit will be on the same side of the site. I will hand over to Ruben to present you more about the welfare facilities. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Ruben Pascal. I'm the assistant manager, project manager of welfare facilities. We should build in this side of the car park the containers with welfare facilities, a good canteen for workers, offices, and the toilets at CDM standards 2015. Being in a construction site and nearly 20 people on the site, we need to supply clean and working toilets, wash basins with hot and cold running water, soap and clean towels and hand sanitizer, sinks large enough to wash face, hands, and forearms. Who has to provide these facilities? Contractors, including the self-employed. And according with CDM 2015, we should ensure that there are proper welfare facilities for workers under our control. Acceptable? Why not? Maybe because it's dirty and no hot water on it? Unacceptable, sink too small to wash forearms in. This is how we do it. Not maintained or cleaned, completely unacceptable washing facilities. This is how we do it. With food preparations area, double microwaves in the canteen and double kettles, windows for circulation of the air, and that's all inside there. Finally, but not least, a rest area to sit, make hot drinks and eat in. Yes? No? Maybe? Maybe next year? Almost there. This is how we do it. Both female and male changing rooms with, according to CDM 2015, standards equipments for workers on the site. Summary, including first aid kit, first aider, sirens for emergency in each cabins, fire point and firearms. We have to be sure that workers have drinking water, toilets, washing facilities, somewhere to eat, somewhere to change their clothes. But to have all this always, we have to maintain them like it's our home, in good condition, and we should all together to try to keep them like we like to find them. And or bad things can happen. Let's have a look.
Sally, are these boxes okay over here? My leg!
Oh, Johnny, all right. Oh, that looks painful.
Don't touch it!
I nearly slipped on that coffee spill earlier on. It's a flipping danger, isn't it? Why no one's cleaned it up, I don't know.
What?
Yes, I'm not surprised you're angry. Oh, poor old you.
Don't wait for someone else to clean or tidy up. If you see it, sort it. Slips and falls are the most common causes of workplace injury. For safety information, visit the
Okay, thank you. Thanks for all supporting and contributing how the best welfare facilities on the site. Now I'll call my colleagues, Mark, to speak about the traffic engagement on site. Mark, the road.
I will try to walk through it for the overall traffic management site. If you want to go in depth of anything, you can ask me questions at the end of it. I've chosen this as an example of the TM we're going to have. We're going to have a Chapter 8 TM, which is all the signage according to the NASRA. You're going to start with your man at work, to your single file, to your permits at work, your arrows, assuming this is the works location. You're going to have point A and point B. Point A is where you're going to have the deliveries, point B is where you're going to exit the deliveries. Two drop point, yeah, I can't read it.
Yeah,
Two drop point, it would be what we've discussed here, the green one and the black one. The green one is when you're going to enter your site, black one is when you're going to get out. The parking arrangement, parking will not be permitted on site due to the restricted area. So parking will be permitted in the compound area. We're going to use two-way lights. This is to ensure safe passage of our road users. We will have two stop and go boards in case of any emergency or failure of the lights. We're also going to have a separate batteries just in case of the battery run out, which is often do. That's it for the TM. I will run through the site induction as well. So site induction will be two site inductions. You will have your visitors one, and then you will have the full one visitors for your health and safety people, who's ever coming to visit site. Normally with the visitors induction, you run through the risk on site, who's the appointed persons, who are the site teams, what the risk during the visits, where's your fire marshal, where's the master point and all that. And then you escort them in and out of the site. For the full one, you will go through everything as per this. So you're going to start with where you're at with your project, describe of site, what you're doing, where you're at, what are the welfare arrangements, what hazards are associated to the tasks that you're doing, site team, site rules, emergency arrangements. And then during the induction you will check for understanding, you'll see what's the trade of the lads, what they come to do on site. If they are machine drivers, you take the competencies. If they are labour, you check the CSC cards, whatever is applicable to them. You run through the site rules. Again, you brief them on the RAMs, check for understanding, assist them for any non-English speakers, and make them stand for it. Thank you very much. Now I'll pass you to my colleague, Stuart.
So I'll be talking about risk and method statements. So every activity on site has a risk and method statement carried out, so it can be done as safely as possible. This one task, which is for the pavement repairs, we carried out the risk assessment, listed every risk, named who could be possibly harmed and how. Then we've put in the precaution, the control measures of how to reduce the risks, and then if there's any other further controls, we've listed that in the next box. If there is an action to be done, there's a date there to show when the action needs to be completed by, ready for the task to be carried out. So on the day of the task, for the pavement repair, we'd carry out toolbox talks, site safety briefings before the works are carried out. We'd also do any well, we do a dynamic risk assessment to make sure we haven't missed out on anything, and then everyone would sign up to that before they start the works. Then after that, After that, so then there's the method statement, which has got all the information on it. I'll see what it is actually. So it's got the date that will be done, the date it needs to be completed by, if all the risks have been carried out on the risk assessment, what competent cards, who's involved in the tasks, and then it goes down from applying for the road closure or the pavement closure and road closure, right down to completing the task and clearing away afterwards. I've done a little sketch there of where the works will take place and the road closure, that's off of the traffic plan. And after that it's got there who will be responsible for making sure the risk and method statement is carried out as per the risk and method statement, and then the date when it was carried out. We've also done a little programme for all of the works, so starting from pre-construction all the way down to project closure. So you've got the bridge works that are in there, that's them. You've got the road closures on there. I've added times because the roads need to be open by 5 AM. So start and finish times. And then how the job's snagging, how the job will be closed out with the O&M manuals, health and safety, files and everything handed over to the client. Thank you. Hand over to Livio.
Good morning, my name is Livio. I'm going to talk about site signs and site rules. For the site signs, we're going to have at the welfare facilities, next to welfare facilities, we're going to have the site notice board, which contain insurance policy, F10 notification, health and safety lawyer, first aid and fire action. At the site entry, we're going to have sign in and out register and the site safety board. For the mandatory sign, what we must do, we're going to find them as well at the site entry, and we have as well warning signs where we need them. For the site rules, we have some basic rules. All person must sign in and out and hold the authorized ID pass. CSCS card must be recorded and shown when demand. You must have read and understood, signed and abide by any risk assessment and method statement pertaining to your work. All workers must be inducted in the building and separately onto the site. Audio equipments, use of mobile phones will be discouraged within the sites, except in case of emergency. And we have to report any incidents, near misses and unsafe occurrences or environmental incidents straight away to Overbury Line management. I'm going to pass it to Maurice to talk about fire and flood.
So I now talk about the fire emergency plan. Right here. So this is our site plan, and on this specific site plan, this is just a plan for the emergencies. We have all the important signs. Found that here. We have meeting points on every different site, because we have like 4 different sites across roads. So we have meeting points on every site where people meet in case of an emergency. We also have a responsible person on every site that will be responsible to gather all the people. We have emergency exits on both sides of all the working areas. So there's always an exit available. We have first aid equipment, especially in the welfare facility, as Ruben told you. We have an AED on spot. We have bandage and all the first aid equipment you need. And of course, in the sites outside, we have personal safety equipment on the cars. Then we have emergency access points marked on the sites where vehicles have to go inside for fire engines and ambulances. And on the roads, we have spots marked for the ambulance or fire engines to park. Then we have fire extinguishers. We decided to use dry powder because that covers the biggest range of possible fires that we will have on our sites. They are displayed on all different spots on the site, so there should be always one nearby. And we also have, for worst case scenarios, the helicopter landing pad that's on a grass field outside of the site. So our emergency details are here. They are all put together in a file. I will send it to you after the presentation. We have a COSH assessment of all the different substances that we have. We have a list of emergency facilities nearby, so we always know where's the nearest hospital, where's an eye doctor, or whatever we need. We have a list of all the emergency numbers. That includes police, ambulance, fire station, doctor, toxic center, and also because we do an excavation down here, we need to have the number of the army in case we dig up some bombs from the war. Then we have, within our welfare facilities, we have prevention equipment, especially on hot days. We have sun cream, we have drinking water, we have gloves. We have a debriefing procedure to debrief the people who are not injured in case of a bad emergency. We have an evacuation horn and an evacuation plan. This horn is located in the welfare facility. And then, last but not least, we have a communication plan. On this plan you find all the numbers, the phone numbers of the site managers, supervisors, contractors. Everybody who works on site needs to put down his number. We have numbers of all the responsible people around the site. And also we have people here that speak the languages of our people on site. So in case we have some people who don't speak English, we'll know where to find a translator. That's the emergency details. So let's go now to the permissions and notifications. Of course, we need some notifications and permissions for all the different stuff that we have. We have the F10 notifications. Then we need the permission to build from the council, but that must be already in place on this stage. Then we had the road closure, section 50. So we can close the highway and we can place the lights on the roads. We need to inform airport control for our lifting plan for the bridge, because there's an airport nearby. We need to inform the railway. We don't expect to have any interference with the railway because it's far enough, but we still need to notify them. We have the notification about the environmental impact. We need an approved lifting plan, and of course all approved ramps. Bogdan will now tell you our plan for the celebration day.
For the opening day, we have invited Mr. Andrew Jones, which is the MP for Transport in UK. He will hold a speech for inaugurating the bridge which connects Bramley Town to the rail station and the airport, and makes making access easier for the people to reach them. Thanks for attention. Now it's time for the questions.
Debate with Eddie, but
This was meant to Eddie, but he's not here.
Round of applause for that meeting.
thanks guys.
Okay, well, your timing's perfect. That was 20 minutes. So we can have questions, please, guys. What have we got?
When you mentioned about security, you never mentioned, did you have a security guard in place?
Yeah, there was one on the front gate, you said.
Right, you've got one on the front gate. What about out of hours at night time? Did you have a night?
No,
24 hours,
CCTV
CCTV.
cameras, 24 hours a day.
Perfect. Perfect.
160 grades.
Can somebody just give me the scope? What are you doing? What is the job?
So it was to make a car park to allow for 20 extra cars. Install just the bridge, so it's just to lift the bridge sections, all the bits were in place for it. There was a little road repair and a little pavement repair.
It's down here, it's road repair that has impact on a local road. One road repair here of the pavement that will have an impact, and then the big highway closure for the bridge that we put in place. And down here is probably the longest project will be the park side.
Yeah.
Other questions?
Lovely.
I'm happy. Well done.
Well done.
Excellent, guys. Well done.